Introduce yourself.
I am Jitesh Singh. I am from Riva. Currently, I am living in Indore. I done my graduation from RGPV University. I currently am doing MERN STACK training from shivaconceptsolution Indore. My hobbies are watching cricket and workout.
Okay. Do you know about what is the MERN stack? Can you explain me what is the MERN?
Sir, in MERN STACK, M stand for MongoDB, E stand for Express, R stand for React, and N stand for Node.js. Node.js is backend language, and Express is used for making APIs which connected front-end to backend. REST is front-end, React is front-end, and M is MongoDB, which is database.
What is the hooks concept in React.js?
Sir, hooks are functions that allow us to use state and other React feature in a functional component. It was introduced in 16.8 version of React. Hooks provide a way to manage component state and other lifecycle events in a functional component. They enable us to make stateful logic across the component that makes easy to test and
hooks call implicit or explicit?
Sir, hooks call implicit.
Implicit call.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Inside loop we can call hooks?
No, sir. Sir, there are two conditions to call loops. First is it should be called in top, and it should not be called inside the nesting function or loops or condition. Okay. Second is it should be called in function.
Tell me the name of hooks that is equivalent to component did mount.
Component did mount.
It is equivalent to component did mount.
Component did mount. Sir, use effect.
Yes.
Use effect to hook.
What is the difference between use effect and use layout effect?
Sir, use layout is actually a synchronously run, and it runs before loading of the view, and use effect load after the view. So that means it takes a little bit different time difference. We cannot easily get it, but use effect
means which is earlier?
Use layout effect earlier.
And use
effect is run after.
Okay. And tell me the 5 hooks name.
Sir, 5 hooks name: use state,
okay,
use effect,
yes,
use memo,
yes,
use ref,
okay,
use callback.
Okay. Use memo you have used?
Yes, sir.
What is the work of it?
Sir, use memo is to memorize the value, preventing unnecessary recomputation of the value on every render. This is used for optimize the performance and cache the result for the expensive calculation until the dependency changes.
Okay. What is the React lifecycle? Can you tell me?
Sir, React lifecycle is a process of mounting, updating, and destroying a component in a React application. In React lifecycle, each component has 3 main phases: mounting, updating, and unmounting. Mounting, rendering or putting React element into the DOM is called mounting. It has 4 built-in methods. First is constructor, second called get derived from props, third called render, fourth called component did mount. And after the mounting, if there are any changes in props and state, we are called updating method. It has 5 built-in methods. First was called in get derived from state, second called component did update. Component did update. Third one called render method. Fourth one called get snapshot before update.
That's suppose that we have 2 components. First A component and second is a B component. Okay, I want to pass the data from A component to B component. Then what approach we will follow?
Sir, we can use props.
Okay.
Props to pass the data from one component to A component to B component.
Another approach?
Sir, another approach we can use a contest hook.
Okay.
It is also used to pass the data
from one component
to another component.
So what is the difference between use context and props?
Sir, props when you pass the data from props, it pass one by one.
Okay.
If you want to pass data from component A to C, it will not pass. It passed from A B, and then C.
Okay.
In contest API, we can directly pass. It will create global variable in contest hook. Sorry, sir. In contest hook, it create global variable which can pass direct from component A to component C.
Okay. What is the difference between fetch method and exhaust?
Sir, fetch method is
Default method.
default method of a browser.
Okay.
And exhaust method is we can in exhaust method it provide better security as compared to fetch method.
Okay.
And in fetch method there are STP modules which has 5 method, and we can, like STP method, it is get, put, update, delete. And in Exosys it is also STP method, but it provide easy to handle and it provide better security as compared to fetch method.
Suppose that I have JSON format data.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I am using Exos. Then JSON conversion is required or not?
No, sir. In Exos it is not required.
It automatically converts.
It is automatically converted, but in fetch it is
Suppose
required.
that you want to call 10 API at a time. Then which means better? Exos are better or fetch are better?
Sir, in this case, Exos is better as compared to fetch.
As compared
But fetch runs fast as compared to Exos.
Fetch runs faster as compared to
Exos.
Okay. What is Redux?
Sir, Redux is JavaScript library which is used to distribute the project on a different project layer. We can easily manage large and complex project using this library. It is also debug the application easily. It has 4 different layers: view layer, action layer, store, and reducer.
Okay.
Store is a center repository that holds the application state. We can create a store by using create store function from Redux. Sir, action is a JavaScript object, plain JavaScript object that describe the event or intention to change the state. They have type property which describe the type of action being performed in the action.
Okay.
And reducer are pure function which are transforming the state on the basis of action. Sir, it takes a current state and action and return it into a new state object.
Okay. Means it is used to communication between I think that actions and stores.
Stores where intermediator work as an intermediator.
Okay. You have used Redux in your project?
Yes, sir. I have done a to-do list in a Redux.
To-do list
Task done in Redux.
Okay. Your confidence skill is best. Okay. Some improvement is required a little bit in definitions part.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And some practical exposure also you should add it in your definitions. Okay. You first define it and you should try to define in short because you are defining in very depth manner. Okay.
sir.
It is very time consuming for interviews.
Yes.
You can say very short and sweet definitions. Okay.
Yes.
With practical implementations.
Okay, sir.
These improvement is required, otherwise remaining is best. Okay, but in Node.js part you should improve lots of things.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
There are many incorrect definitions you have defined. 2
Yes.
or 3 questions you have defined wrong.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
These questions you should improve.